You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Aka! Of course, you know what's happened. The New York Giants, against all odds, 31-24, take it in Minnesota and move on to the divisional round. You know what? It was one of those games that it was a seesaw battle from time to time. It was moving back and forth. You didn't know which way it was going to go. You gotta thank Kirk Cousins for throwing it short on a third or 4th and 8, throwing a 3-yard we gotta send Kirk Cousins a nice thank you card, because you know what? That was stupidity at its finest. You also have to give a big shout out to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, first quarterback, I guess, in league history to throw for over 300 yards and rush for 78 and have his 2 touchdown passes. You know what? You have to give him his respect. And like I said in the title of the video, Daniel Jones today earned his respect. Even if the Giants would have lost, and I said it, Daniel Jones earned his respect. And I had 2 thumbnails to go along with this. So it's amazing that Brian Dable and what Joe Shane and Wink Martindale and Mike Kafka have accomplished this season, and for the Giants at 9-7-1 to take the game 31-24, it's just crazy. It's just phenomenal. It's a win that you're going to savor for a while. And you know what? On a good note, it pushes the end of Online Big Blue out a little bit further. You felt bad for Darius Slayton on that big drop. It was a perfect pass. He should have had it. But you know what? At the end of the day, again, it was a team effort. The defense stepped up when it needed to. You had Xavier McKinney making probably one of the biggest, at this point in time, making the biggest tackle of the year, and stopping TJ from even getting any more yards. It was a phenomenal time. You really can't say anything more than that. And like I said, you have to give in my mind, Daniel Jones earned his respect today. He did. For the mediocre season that he had, and anyone could say, "Oh no, you're bashing Daniel Jones." I'm not bashing Daniel Jones. 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns is not a all pro season, but he played within the system. He played within himself. I did a video yesterday that said you got to let the peacock fly.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
I said you had to let Daniel Jones throw the ball. People thought I was crazy. People said, no, with the Minnesota offense, you got to ground and pound it. No, I said, you know what? With their secondary and the way they play, you needed to have Daniel Jones just let it loose. And I even said, good or bad or indifferent, just let him throw. Because at the end of the day, you're going to win the season with him or you're going to lose the season with him. And he did everything that he needed to do to push this team down the field. The team scored 30. When's the last time the Giants team scored 30? Well, when's the last time the Giants team scored multiple times of 31 points in a row? Or 31 points in a game. So, it's like I said, you have to give Daniel Jones all the credit in the world. You could love Daniel Jones. You could hate Daniel Jones. You can think he's the quarterback of the future. You can think he's not the quarterback of the future. But on this day, January 15th, 2023, in Minnesota, in my mind, he earned his respect. He earned his respect around the league. He earned his respect around New York. Did he earn his contract? No, we're not going to get into that yet because that's silly talk. What we're going to talk about is the fact that the Giants did something that no one thought they were going to do. They took this one 31-24. When I did the video the other day, not the Dan Jones video, when I did the video the other day that said this team was tailor-made, the Minnesota Vikings were a tailor-made team for the Giants to play in the playoffs, that it was the perfect first-round matchup. I did not want to go play the 49ers, that this team was tailor-made for the success of the New York Giants. And it was proven true because of the fact that, like I said, with the way the Giants are set up, this defense was ranked, 31st, 32nd? And I had a feeling after that first game that we played them, we got beat on a 61-yard field goal, but, on that first game, they were able to move the ball with a lot of fluidity. And it was the same way today. The Giants was able to move the ball with fluidity. Daniel Jones picked his spots, picked his targets, made sure that he put the ball where only his receivers could get to it, limited any types of mistakes. And it was nice that the defense, and it's been the story of the Giants, that the defense kind of shows up sometime at the end. There's been multitudes of games where the Giants defense, sucked the wind all day long. And then on that last series, on that last drive, on that big play that they turned around and they did something special. and they did something to end the game, whether it's an interception, whether it was a sack, whether it was a big stop. But like I said, they did something that I think a lot of people in the NFL did not think they were going to be able to do, especially going into Minnesota. And like we mentioned last week, Minnesota has had their issues going back to the 80s or in late 90s in reference to playoff games. And also we've mentioned it was also interesting. We pointed out that the last, 8 out of 10 6 seeds have beaten the 3 seeds over the last 10 years or something crazy like that. So it was the perfect storm. It was a perfect scenario for the Giants. It's great. It's a great win. I don't know what else to say. I already said it. If Daniel Jones won, I would say it.
Hail to the king, baby.
There you go. For right now, for one day, until Monday, because you know what? Monday starts a new week, and the new week we start into playoffs. Daniel Jones is the king of the New York. He's the toast in New York. He's got himself a playoff victory. Like I said, he's earned the respect that I think that some fans have not given him. I know people will say that I don't give him respect, but it's not that I don't give anyone respect. I always tell people when people play well, I give everyone the respect in the world. But I'm also just going to I also point out issues when I see them. And it's not that I don't like somebody. It's just you see what you see. But for one game and for right now, Daniel Jones we're going to say it again.
Hail to the king, baby.
Is the toast of New York, is the king of New York. And we just have to hope this magical season, this magical runs keeps moving on. It's fun to be a Giant fan, at least for another week. And honestly, you know what? I always hate the thing about moral victories. It's a moral victory if we get blown out next week. It's a moral victory. No, it's not a moral victory. You want to win. You want to go out there. You want to win. You want to see a magical run. You want to see a magical playoff run. I'm not talking Super Bowl yet because I believe it like Strahan. I believe it like what Dable's been saying, like what Shane has been preaching. Is one game at a time. It is one step at a time. I give mad props and mad respect to Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and the rest of the team because they did something that a lot of people. I had them winning 5 games. So they've done something a lot of people did not think they would be doing, and that is winning the playoff game. We'll have a whole entire recap video tomorrow morning sometime. Just wanted to jump on the mic quick and get this video out as well. So, but again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like and subscribe, if you ring that bell, please let me also.